Bye, Charlotte, and good luck.
Thank you.
I see Charlotte. Hey, Charlotte.
Oh,
honey.
And you?
Take good care of yourself and good luck.
Okay, yeah.
See Charlotte.
And have a safe drive down there. I'll miss you, but you have a nice time when you go. And good luck.
I will.
Good luck. Take it easy.
Good
Don't
luck.
forget to write.
I won't forget.
I'll write to you too, okay? We'll write to you.
Charlotte is leaving a state institution for the retarded, where she has lived for the past 10 years. Leaving old friends, this journey today takes her to a broad new world of experience and growth, both for her and the community awaiting her. Charlotte is coming home.
Really glad to see you. You've had a long drive today, haven't you? Come
Yeah.
on in. Hi, Ray.
Sure.
Charlotte, our new resident.
Hello, Charlotte.
Hello.
This is Ray Holmes, the director of Elm House.
Let me take these.
Now, come over and meet the rest of the gang. This is Mrs. Ethel Kurtz, who's the house mother here.
Hi, Charlotte.
Hi.
I'm glad to have you.
Hi, sure, her name Donna Baldwin.
Annie Liz.
Connie Cook.
John Tom. Hey, Cherry, my name Barday.
Carl Davy.
Boy needs you.
John Alexander.
Heston Nussbaum.
Elizabeth Curse.
Let me take your coat and let's help you get settled. Okay? Lester, would you mind helping Charlotte upstairs with her suitcase and showing her where her new room will
Yes,
be?
ma'am.
Thank you.
One upstairs, Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to love it, huh? We'll get one quick look at this. Just one. Okay, everybody got in their mind? This is the competition, and you are being timed.
Very puzzling.
Oh, I can't do these things. I couldn't do that child's puzzle, let alone play with this.
Here, this is your piece.
No, neither do I.
You are in competition,
Yes, we
so
can
hurry
feel the
up.
pressure.
Hey, listen, I want to tell you. As I was coming in tonight, I saw one of the girls moving into that house down there.
Oh, really?
No kidding. What's she look like? How old was she?
No, I couldn't really tell. She looked, sort of like I guess a teenager. I couldn't really tell. I'm concerned about it, really. What's this going to do to our neighborhood?
That's a little worrisome. We gotta...
I don't know, what do you think it could do?
Well, I don't know, but we wait until something happens, it's going to be too late. I think we should look into this.
Well, I think we should give ourselves a chance. If we plunge into this in a panicky way or go into it headlong, we're going to regret it.
Well, I think it's about time that we do something about this and find out what it's all about. In fact, I didn't even tell you this. I met the director this afternoon and asked for a meeting with the neighbors and with him.
I think that's a good idea, to tell you the truth, because I think everybody should be a little more worried about this than they are.
I think so, too. Jane?
Yeah, I actually tried too.
We're thinking about having a meeting with the director from the house down there and the people in the neighborhood. Could we have it here? Sure. When? I don't know. Soon. I'll let you know. I understand there are more of them moving in. Well, that's all we need. We've got the junkies picked up on the corner, and now we have the retarded living across the street. Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from thy bounty, through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen.
Dig in. Let's hear you, Carl.
Dig in.
Dig in. Okay, good enough. There's a good show on tomorrow evening. The greatest athlete in the world. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Good?
And what did you all make at the workshop today? I didn't get a report on the workshop yet. Okay.
What'd you do, Elizabeth Curry?
I cut the course.
You cut the cords.
How
Anything
many?
else?
12 boxes.
12 boxes. That sounds like a lot of cords. Hey, Charlotte, do you have any idea what kind of work you want to get into eventually?
Kids. Little
Kids?
kids.
Really?
Yes.
Hey, that's great. That really is. They're lots of fun, aren't they?
Yes.
Have you worked with kids before?
Yes.
Have you? What kind of work have you done?
Feeding,
Really?
putting them in bed.
That's great. That's really good.
This also does little babies too, Charlotte.
Yeah.
It does. And you know how you little diapers, in other words?
Yes.
Oh.
We'll get her more babysitting work than she knows what to do with until she gets a steady job. There's always a big demand for babysitters.
Definitely.
Everyone likes a good babysitter.
Hello, Charlotte.
Hello.
Come on in and join me. I'm having some tea. Would you like some?
Yes.
Would you rather have a Pepsi?
Tea.
All right. It's a big day for you, isn't it?
Yes.
Feeling a little nervous?
Yes.
Oh, that's understandable. I'm going to be your counselor while you're here at our home, and I think it's good we get to know each other right now. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I was at a state school for 10 years.
You went there when you were a little girl, then?
Yes.
What was it like there?
Crowded.
Did you have lots of friends?
Yes.
Feeling a little lonely now?
Yes.
You'll have lots of new friends here. What are some of the things that you did when you were at the state school?
I worked, play games, go to activities, go to school.
Did you take part in music? You play any instruments?
Well, I had played an instrument.
You did?
Yes.
What was it?
Trombone.
Very good. Did you bring it with you?
No.
Maybe we can work toward getting you one while you're here. That would be fun. What are some of the other things you did at the state school?
I worked with little children.
You did?
Yes.
Would you like to continue that in a job here now that you're back in town?
Yes.
Charlotte, coming in from a state school and hospital, you're well acquainted with rules and regulations. We don't have as many, but we have a few. Since we're really set up like a family, one of the most important things for us is that we learn to respect each other. And that means that if somebody needs some help, you try to give it to them. You try to respect their property, not only here in the house, but outside in the neighborhood too, and I'm sure you will. Now let's get on to the fun part. You're going to have a really good time here. You're growing up, and one of the things that we're going to try is to help you become an adult who's able to take care of herself, learn to spend her money wisely, and have a good time. As I said, this is family living, and that's one of the things that families know how to do best, is to relax and enjoy their home. Now, as soon as we get you a job, and there are lots of people here who will help you with that, we're going to teach you how to spend your money wisely, how to shop for clothes, how to choose what's appropriate, what looks good on your job, how to find where recreation is in the community. We're going to let you make your own decisions with our help at first, until you reach the point when you're a young woman that you can choose these things in the community yourself.
This arm costs 55 cents. Quarter, 50, 60, get change back. I forgot about get something.
Wait.
Hi. What's your name?
Her name is Katie.
Hi, Katie. I like children.
I can tell. Have you had much experience working with them?
Yes.
Oh, really? Where?
State School Hospital.
We have some people living across the street from us, on Elm. They just moved in. Is that where you live?
Yes.
Well, maybe we'll see you again since we're neighbors. I'm Mrs. Selden.
My name is Charlotte.
Charlotte, if you'd like to come over sometime and play with Katie, we'd like to have you.
I like that.
Well, I guess we'll be seeing you then. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye, Katie.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, she's great. You know, Jamie, this is the greatest age.
I know. She's just such a doll. I enjoy every minute of her.
Yeah, now that's just it. Honestly, how can you have a baby like this and feel the way you do? I think you've gone crazy.
Oh, come on, Lola. Face it realistically. Our usual babysitter is 14 years old, and this girl is 18 years old. And besides, she has experience. Now, be careful with that spot.
Oh, Jane, it's not a question of experience. Your usual babysitter isn't retarded. What if there's an emergency? What if something happens? She won't know what to do.
I think she's capable. I really do. I've been over to the home. I've seen her in her own situation. I've talked to Miss Tate. She's reassured me. I really don't think I'm doing anything impractical.
All right. It's your baby.
Oh, come on, Lola. You know me better than that. I wouldn't do anything to harm Katie. But the point is, somebody's got to give her a chance. And I believe it's right. I believe she's capable, and I'm willing to do it. Not just for myself, for Katie, too. She's got to live in this world. She's got to learn there's other people.
Yes, of course she's got to learn that there's other people, but you're going to expose this innocent little baby. At this point, she can't even defend herself. She needs someone who can look out for her.
It's not as though I'm going away for overnight or something. I'm just going to be across the street. She can get me in a minute.
Jane, it takes a second for something to happen. That girl doesn't have the judgment.
I think you ought to go over to the home. I think you ought to see for yourself what I've seen. You know, we have a lot more in common with these people than you'd like to believe.
The way you're talking, I think some of us have a whole lot more in common than others.
I think we ought to stop talking about this now. Katie's lunch is ready. Everything's set. Here's Charlotte now. Hi, Charlotte. Hello. Come on in. You're right on time. Let me have your coat. Lola, this is Charlotte. Charlotte, Mrs. Kimball.
Hello, Charlotte.
Hello. Well, I want you to feed Katie her lunch. Would you do that for me?
Yes.
Well, there's some yogurt and some pears cut up in the refrigerator. She won't need a nap because I'll be right next door and I'll be home very soon.
Are you tired of clicking through the commercials? Watch commercial-free on Patreon. The link is below this video in the description box. And now back to the show.
Well, Lola, why don't you give Charlotte the baby? You can take her inside and play with the toys if you like. She likes that. Here you go. In with the toys. Have a good time, sweetheart. Play nice. Go ahead, take her in while we slip out. Bye-bye. Well, shall we go?
Katie.
Everything go okay?
Yes.
Oh, that's fine. Did you have fun, honey?
I Mommy.
Would you like to stay and finish feeding her lunch?
Yes.
Thank you, Charlotte. Were there any telephone messages?
No.
I'll just get rid of my coat.
Mommy, could...
Mommy put her coat away. Uh-huh. Are you sure you have enough chairs? Chairs are no problem. Bill will bring them home from work with him.
Good. Oh, Jane. Why did they have to pick this neighborhood?
Maybe it won't be as bad as you think it's going to be.
Have you talked to the Boyers or the Smalls? Well, Jane, I'm not too happy about any of this either, you know.
Well, maybe they'll surprise you. You know, this could be the kind of neighborhood that could support something like that.
Yes. But who needs the problem right now? I'll see you tonight.
Guess what I want to know is, how retarded are these people? And also, why, of all the streets you could pick out, why is this house on Elm Street?
Well, first of all, how retarded are these people? They are healthy, ambulatory adults, able to talk, able to learn, and I'd like you to look upon them as having a learning problem. Their judgment is sometimes impaired. They need help, and they're going to get it from the staff living at the house. And some of them, of course, are going to look quite different. But they have to be looked upon primarily, I think, as human beings. Secondly, you asked why this street? Because it's a good place to live. And to make this group home concept work, to give the people a chance to live normally, to bring them out of the country, into the community, we chose your street because it has the resources that you wanted and that we need for them. It's close to shopping, it's close to movies, it's close to places of employment, and they all will be working. And it's a nice place. And also, I think, we have to add that it's correctly zoned for us to legally operate a project of this type here.
You said something that hit directly on my own personal fears. You said their judgment is impaired. Now, I have nothing against retarded people, certainly not, but my concern has to be with my own children first. I let them go out in the street and play, and just what you said there, their judgment is impaired. Those people are adults physically, and my children are children emotionally and physically. Now, that's going to worry me.
Well, that's an understandable fear. But as you are doing with your children in teaching them correct forms of behavior, we will do with our adults, because they have the ability to learn through special kinds of education and training. And they're going to learn appropriate forms of behavior. And it is not appropriate for an adult to be playing children's games. In time, we're hoping for semi-independence, possibly full independence for many of our people. But this will only come through the close personal training that we can give them at the very beginning. It's rehabilitation. They cannot receive this in the state institutions.
Miss Kate.
Yes.
You said all these things, but I live just a couple of doors away from you. And I feel that, well, I'm concerned about my children. I'm also concerned about the what I've heard in the street of people saying that's the retarded house. What are these things what kind of effect is this going to have on our community? What kind of effect is it going to have on my children? What do I answer to them? Just exactly what do I say when you say, for instance, you said that they look different or a little different. What do I say to my kid who comes up and says, I saw some man who acted like a kid or walked funny or looked funny to him or something? What are the answers do I give my kids as a parent?
You wouldn't evade a question from them about a blind person or about a person who had lost his hearing or possibly was disfigured in an accident, or a question about a child who wore braces or a hearing aid or had any other visible problem. And you shouldn't evade it about the mentally retarded. It has to be dealt with in a natural way, in a factual way, without any fear on your part that you might somehow impart to your children. Are there any other questions?
It was mentioned that you have 12 residents.
That's right.
How many are men and how many are women?
Equal. 6 males and 6 females.
Are they sterilized?
No, they're not.
What, you mean someone sits up with them all night?
No. I'm glad you got into this, because I think it's the single biggest concern in the public mind about the retarded adult. We have had no major problems with any type of sexual acting out in our home.
Mrs. Tate, unlike most of the people here this evening, I have met one of the residents of your home, a very shy, quiet girl named Charlotte, who I bumped into in the drugstore. I kind of wondered, what type of work would Charlotte be capable of in the community?
Charlotte came to us after many years in the institution, and when she was there, she was trained to work with young children and has a record of great capability. One of the goals that we have for her is working possibly as a hospital aide with children.
What do you suppose is going to happen to the property values here in this neighborhood? You know, all of us, this is an old neighborhood. I've lived here 7 years, and I've put a lot of money into my place, and I'm just kind of worried right now whether I'm going to get this money out.
Well, it seems to me that question has best to be answered by you people. It's very similar to change in any neighborhood, and there's certainly quite a bit of it going on in this area. We've already put quite a bit of money into our house. Our people are very proud of it. We're going to maintain it well. The rest of it is attitude. If you look upon this calmly, I can't see anything happening.
The attitude doesn't so much depend on us, but when someone comes in to buy a house, a prospective buyer is going to have the same questions that we here have, and they're not going to be so willing to maybe put forth the amount of money that we want for our homes. When they find that there's a home like this there, they're going to be frightened just as we are.
I think I'd like to get back to the legality of our being here. This area is zoned so that enterprises like this can develop here. I think you should all be aware of that. If any illegality has been committed here, I think it's been committed against the retarded people who have been ghettoized for hundreds of years. They have committed no crime. They have been warehoused in the country. There has been no concern for them. They represent no risk to you whatsoever. We ask you for a chance to let these retarded people prove that they can live among you.
Sure, look at this, come on over. Sort of a little bit too big for her.
Yeah. Look at this.
Yeah.
I did have my own TV.
Then this shoe will move us after all the time for her, for Katie. She might like this.
I'll buy it.
Hello, Charlotte.
Hi, Katie. I got a surprise for you.
Oh, Charlotte. Well, you shouldn't have.
Well, I paid my rent and gave money in for food, and so I had enough. And so I bought the doll baby for Katie.
That was very sweet of you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Look, Katie. Isn't she pretty? Would you like to come in with us?
No, I can't. I have to get dinner ready.
Well, thank you very much. That was very thoughtful.
You're welcome.
Come back and see us.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Say thank you.
Bye-bye, Katie.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You should have been here when she brought this toy for Katie. Was that cute? She was so proud giving it to her. And rightfully so. Do you know she bought that with her own money? Right, money she'd saved. After she paid her room and board, she had a little left over, and she bought Katie the doll. Come on, hon. There you go.
She's nice, but she's one girl over there. You've got 11 others to think about. Now, do you know that they're all as nice? You have to admit, Jane, that meeting the other night brought up a lot of questions that still need to be resolved. Okay, some of them were resolved. We got a lot of good answers, but I only hope that one tomorrow night brings this whole thing to a head. I think that's what we need.
And so with Miss Tate's reassurance, I have used Charlotte as babysitter, mother's helper, really. And it's been a very nice experience for both of us. I think I've made a friend, and I hope Charlotte thinks of me as a friend. I think you could have an experience like this, too, if you don't rush into something. All I'm asking you to do is just give it time.
I call for the question.
Okay, the motion reads that we should get a lawyer to explore ways of removing the home for the retarded from Elm Street. I'll call your names off, and please answer yes or no. Mr. Jones?
No.
Mr. Walco?
Yes.
Mrs. Small?
No.
Mr. Felden?
No.
Mrs. Felden?
No.
Mrs. Boyer?
No.
Mr. Boyer?
Yes.
Mr. Stair?
Yes.
Mrs. Kimball? Mrs. Kimball?
producers wish to thank Sears Roebuck and Company, Revco Incorporated, Children's World, the Chartiers Valley Mental Health and Mental Retardation Unit, and the Allegheny County Chapter, Pennsylvania Association for Retarded Children for their generous cooperation during the production of Coming Home.